Hi guys, it's Angie Bell with my fairy treasures. Okay, you guys, we're going to make some policy envelopes, policy closure envelopes, okay? And I've made these before and I was calling like little armoires, but I don't think people understood that. So then I saw someone else was making these too and they called them policy closure envelopes. So that's what we're going to call these, okay? And let me just show you. Isn't this beautiful? We're going to make them out of my printables, but this one I had made out of, you know, in a planner, they have the dividers. These are the dividers in some old planners, and they're beautiful. And it's cardstock, so I'm using that cardstock. So look at this. And you see how I opened it up with this? It's fabulous. I love it. Okay. And then you open it up, voila, and you can put a little pocket in here, and then tags. Also in here, you can also put a list pad in here, in the inside, instead of a pocket. And I think today we might put a list pad in here. So we'll see at the end. Okay, and then this is the back. So let's get started. We're going to use my printables, my pink shabby chic Christmas printables, and every 5 pages is $2. My Etsy shop is My Fairy Treasures. There's a clickable link below, and at the end of the video I'll just go through a few of these of my printables so that you can just get a feeling for them and check them out for yourself. Okay, let's get started. The first thing you need to do is you need to create that back page, and then we'll create the doors. So the back page needs to be 5 by 8. So it needs to be 8 inches long, 5 inches wide. Yeah, let's do it like this because it needs to be 5 inches in width. Okay, so let's do that. And also you have to decide what you want to keep and what you want to take away. So this will be my back wall of it, and it'll be 5 inches wide. Let me make sure I just did that right. There we go, 5 inches. 5 inches wide. There we go. So this is going to be the back wall. Now we want it to be 8 inches in length. And we only have to take off just a tiny bit to make it the 8 inches in length. There we go. So that's the back wall of our thing. So we have that. The next thing we need to do is we want to create those 2 doors, right? So since this is 5 inches wide, 2.5 inches to put here for like the doors, right? So we'll do 2.5 inches and we'll do 2 of those. So here's 2, 2 1/4, 2.5. There, and let's do one more. And after this, that's all 2.5. That's all of the numbers or measuring that you have to do, which is very simple. Very, very simple. Okay, I save all my little pieces like that. All right, so now let's put that down. If I can take this out, yeah. There. So let me show you what we have. So this is the back wall. These are the doors. Okay. And the doors are actually a little long. Anyway, we'll fix it in a second. There we go. Let me make sure something. I have a little ruler on here. That's 8 inches. Are these 8 inches also? You know what I think I'll do is I'll just, yeah, everything's saying it's the right length. Okay, what I'm going to do is I will trim up the bottom when I'm done. I'll line up everything at the top, because everything is saying that it's 8 inches. But it's a little bit longer than that. See how it's a little bit longer? But once I get it all together, I'll trim it at the bottom. Okay? All right. But, so the next thing we need to do is let's, do I want to do that first or second? I'm just trying to think what I want to do next. Okay, let's attach the doors on. We need to attach these doors on. Oh, and before we attach the doors, we need to, in the corner here and here, we either need to round out the edges, round out the corners here, or use a corner chomper, or round them out with our scissors, or use a fancier chopper. And let me just see what I have here. Do I have my fancy? I have this corner chomper here, which I can use, but I have a little bit fancier one, which I really like, and I'm not seeing it. It should be right in front of my face, which is exactly why I'm not seeing it. Oh, here it is. Okay. So this one just gives a rounded corner. But this chomper here, I have stub and deco. And we're going to do the deco. Now, this lines up with the edge, right? So do not do it there. Do it here. And you know what? I'm going to have to chop this right now. Let me get a paper clip. Because I have to corner chomp the corners, right? So it's going to have to be done right now. So just to hold that on there, let's go ahead and cut this off right now. There we go. And let's do that to this one. Normally when you measure, it all lines up, but I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened there. Okay. That's fine with me. I'd rather be a little too long than a little too short. There we go. Okay. So now we got it. So now let's go ahead. You don't want it, this right here needs to stay straight because that has to line up there and this has to line up here. So it's just the corners in the middle. Okay. Okay. And this makes all the difference. See how now you have that? And let me just bring it up close. See how that's rounded right there? And that just looks fabulous, okay? All right, next thing we want to do is we want to ink all of our edges. So let's ink all the edges. I love making these. They're beautiful. They're fun to make. They really add to your junk journals. I think it's beautiful. So let me ink all the edges and I'll be right back. Okay, so we got so now we've inked all of the edges. Okay, all of our edges have been inked. There we go. I bent things a tad bit when I was inking. This goes this way and this goes this way. Okay. So the next thing we need to do is we need to attach the doors onto the back, right? So how you do that is you need to create yourself some of these flaps, okay? And let me show you how to make these flaps really quickly. You use, if you have a scoreboard, you can use a scoreboard. If you don't have a scoreboard, you can still make these. And I'll show you how real quick. So you get yourself, and this has already been done, I'm just going to show you. Get yourself a piece of cardstock. You can use copy dyed cardstock, you can use colored, you can use white. Every inch on your scoreboard, score. At 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So you've done that. Okay, and then what you want to do is you want to, every 2 lines, cut. Learn how to make these because these can be used for so many things. When you want to gusset in an envelope, you can use these little flaps in there to do it. And then you take that, and then you see there's a line here that we scored, and you can just go like that. And that's how you get these flaps. and this one's already been done. Now let's suppose you don't have a scoreboard. Cut yourself a 2-inch strip. So cut yourself one 2-inch strip, and then after you do that, it'll look like this, right? Just fold it in half. Bam. Okay, that's done. So let's deal with this one first. What we want to do is we want to attach this onto the back of this. Okay, let's go ahead and cut it. And what we want to do is we want to get some double stick tape or glue. I'm going to use double stick tape. And we want to put the double stick tape on the folded edge and the open edge. Folded edge and open edge. Okay, because that's going to go on here. Oh, actually, I lied. Okay, you want to put it on here, on the front of this, on the folded edge and the open edge. Stick it on here. Then what you want to do is on the inside of here, you want to do it again. You want to put the double stick tape here and here, because it's going to go like that. Okay? So let me show you what I'm talking about exactly. Let me get my double stick tape out. And I buy my double stick tape, you guys, at Dollar Tree in the crafters section. It is the best way to get your double stick tape. So I'm going to do one on camera with you guys and then do the other one off camera, because it does take a minute to, you know, put your double stick tape on. And I'll show you this up close also. You probably are seeing it pretty good, but I'll bring it up to the camera when I'm done. And for this whole thing, I do like the double stick tape rather than the glue, because it's just cleaner. There's no waiting for anything to dry, because you want to move on to the next step. So when you're at Dollar Tree, pick up this double stick tape. I was so happy when they started carrying this double stick tape at Dollar Tree, because the first time I bought it, it's called score tape. This is, God, 10, 11 years ago. And it was $7 for this. And it wasn't even, there's way more on this Dollar Tree roll than there was on that. And they only had it at like actual craft stores. Then finally Tuesday morning started carrying it for $1.99, and I thought that was a great deal. Then I seen Dollar Tree had it for $1, now $1.25, and I'm like, oh, best deal ever. All right, I'm gonna use this. Again, Dollar Tree. It's like a little pokey 2/all, because you can use it like an awl when you're making your junk journals. It's fabulous. I'm gonna use that awl, and then I'm gonna use this one too. I have an actual awl that I want to use, and I'll show you how I'm going to use that one. Okay. But for this, okay, so what you want to do is let's take off the double stick tape here. Make sure that it's really... Just a second. There we go. Got it. All right. So what we want to do is we want to line the folded edge with this on the straight edge. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. As soon as I get things lined up. Really not this hard. I'm kind of making it harder than it needs to be. Okay, there we go. Okay, so see, I went ahead and put that on there. Okay, so it's all lined up there. Okay, Now, we still have the tape on the inside, right? On this side of the flap right here. I'm going to remove that. This is what I'm going to spend the rest of my afternoon. I'm going to make, you know, quite a few of these because I think they're fabulous. And to make it look like more of a policy envelope, I'm going to put the list pad in there, which I think even makes it look more like it. And then you want to make sure everything is the right way. You want to take this and you want to put this right on the inside. Okay. There we go. Isn't that nice? What you really want to make sure too is that you get this on the outside. Do not glue that on the inside, or it shortens this up in the middle and you don't get to enjoy the beautiful girl here. Okay. And also another thing, I'm going to use this Distress Oxide tea dye. Just because I'd like this to look aged, I'm going to just right from the thing lightly just do this. And this is going to give us that aged look. Okay. And if we can't get close enough to that, we'll just go like this. Or you could use your makeup brush the whole time. And this is just going to give us that nice aged look inside. You can also take your script stamp and script stamp this. In fact, do I have my script stamp here? I'm going to pause this. I'm going to get my script stamp. I'm going to script stamp this inside. Okay, I got my script stamp here. I'm going to go ahead and ink it up. Okay, and there we go. And this just kind of helps decorate the inside of those doors. See how fabulous that looks? I love it. Okay. And then line it up where you left off. Okay. Do it again. Give it a second always when you stamp. Just let the ink release into the paper. Look at that. And if you have any bits that are missing, perfect, because that just gives more to the shabbiness of it all. Okay. Which is why I love shabby chic. I love shabby chic. I love vintage. I love grunge, because it's all about the beauty is in the imperfection. Also, I believe that in people. The beauty in people is usually through their imperfections, things that they think aren't perfect, aren't beautiful. It's actually usually the things that make them the most beautiful. Okay. Isn't that fabulous? Okay, so off camera, I'm going to go and do the same thing again to the other side, and I will return. Okay, so I went ahead and I attached the other door on just the way we did this one, and then I inked it. I want to tell you something I did though. I took my makeup brush, instead of going straight from the ink pad, I did rub this on this and do it like this, and I kind of prefer this one over here using the makeup brush. You can get these at Dollar Tree, okay, in the makeup section. Okay, and also I did it to the back. So I just took this brush with the tea dye, and you don't have to use tea dye. You can use vintage photo. You can use all the different light colors. And I just went like this all around. And then I took my script stamp and I used a dark brown. I used Distress Archival Vintage Photo. Okay. And I stamped this. Now see how it stamps unevenly? Perfect. That adds to the vintageness of it all, or the shabby chicness. So perfect, in my opinion. See? Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to put some paper clips on here so these doors stay closed. We want to add the closure on. Okay, so I'm going to show you an easy way of adding the closure. Okay, take a piece of cardstock. I'm using one of these round punches, and this is the 5/8 inch. Okay, if you have one that's a little bigger, a little smaller, use what you have. Okay, and we need 2 of them. Okay, so we have 2 of them. Then, just so it matches better, I'm going to take whatever's left on here and do a little bit of. Oh, I don't have too much on here. Hit it with a little vintage photo. Okay, because a little bit of vintage photo is going to make it look not so white. If you have some like some cardstock that would match this left over, you can use that too. Or just use white and just add a little vintage photo or tea dye, or even, I have this one I love too, antique linen. That's another beautiful one. And then, this is what I like to do. This will make it really looks like a closure or like a button. Go around the edges of it with your dark brown. It really makes it, see the difference? It really makes it look like more like a closure, see, than leaving it without that, in my opinion. You don't have to, but I think it looks better. It's like creating a little nice little shadow, and it just makes it look more substantial. Okay, so now we have that. Then we want to take our glue stick. Now this isn't gluing it on for good. This is just a temporary situation for what I'm going to show you. So take the back of it, put some glue on here, put it in the middle where you think you want it at. I think that's good. So now you need to put the other one right across from it. Okay. And the glue is we're using it as a temporary gluing, just so we can get things lined up like that. Okay, so now those are lined up right across from each other. Oh, that's not the one. I need this one. This one has my brads in it. Yeah, okay. So then let's take the paper clips off of here. Oh, darn it. I want it temporary, but not that temporary. All right, let's glue that back on. There we go. So then what we want to do, why is this not staying? All right, oh my gosh. Always on a video, you know, it gets some problems. All right, there we go. Hopefully that's gonna do it. All right, now that you have it on there, you want to take a pencil and just find the center and just mark the center. Okay, just approximately the center of both circles. And you don't want to wait too long because you don't want those 2 circles to glue down. And I'll tell you why in a second. But go ahead and take your awl and go through this. Any pokey tool will do. I could have even used this one. Okay. Okay, there we go. And it even came off, which is perfect because we don't want it to stick on here. And there we go. Okay. So now we're all good with that. All right. Next, what we want to do is you want to take a brad, which I have look at how cool these look, how rusted they are. I have a video on how to rust this. There's a few videos down from this one. You can check that out if you want to learn how to rust brads, paper clips. What else did I rust? I rust safety pins, all that kind of stuff we like to use in our junk journals or crafting. Okay, and so I put it through the hole there, and we've already created the hole here, right? And the way we did it, follow those steps and everything will line up very easily, okay? There we go. All right, and let's do it to the other one. These were gold before I rusted them. Okay. And I rusted them with alcohol inks. It does come off onto your hands a little bit. I'm not sure if that's ever going to stop or not, but like I said, I don't care. I want it to look rusty. And then, you know, if you had something rusted, if you rubbed it, the rust would come off your hands. I mean, it's on here permanently. It just a little bit comes off onto your hands. But no major. Check that out. So now look, this is what we have now. Cool, huh? Perfect. So now we have this. All right, I'm just going to put my paper clips back here for 1 second, just to kind of. Now, I get my this cotton yarn from Dollar Tree. So pick yourself up some cotton yarn. I pick up all the different colors because you can also use this to make signatures, to sew signatures together. It works great for that too. So. And I'm seeing if I want to use pink or if I want to use this. And I definitely want to use pink. Okay. So let's cut some of this off. And what I do is here, okay, leave this short because this is where, you know, this is going to tell you where to stop at when you're unwinding it. And I wind it twice around here so it's attached well, okay? And then go over to this one. You might have to lift it a little bit to start it. There we go. Okay, lift up. There we go. Okay, and then that's when you can go around a few times. 3 or 4. Like that's enough right there. And then what I would do is leave this longer, a lot longer, because this is going to tell you that this is the side that you're going to unwind, okay, like this, okay, and then you stop, okay. So that's it on that. So now let's create, let me stack together a bunch of like different documents. Let me gather them, measure them out, and then we'll put them in the center here. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and I gathered up, and I'll show you what I gathered up. I gathered up some different things to make it look like a policy envelope, but it's, you know, a very creative policy envelope. Look at these little girls. Now, this lady who makes these dolls, she gave me permission to use pictures of her dolls / stuffed animals, but to me they're just dolls. Look at how gorgeous. She's from another country, so I can't say her name because I don't know how to pronounce it, but I've admired her work for, God, the last 12-13 years, and I finally met her on Facebook, and we're friends, and I was so excited to meet her because I've always loved her work. But anyway, I have links in the description box. You can join her Facebook page and then also join her Instagram. And if you're interested in these dolls, you can check them out there on Instagram. I think that's where she sells them from. And also just look at her beautiful work. So I put this in here. And then I have a guest check that I took one of my Tim Holtz stamps and stamped that. Next, another guest check and use that same stamp. Sorry, you guys, I have the hiccups all of a sudden, of course, while I'm on video. Then I looked at my scrap pile. Here's like a letter. Looks very, what do you call it? It's not hitting me. Anyway. And then just a music note sheet that's ripped at the bottom, which I love that. French. That's what it looked. It looks very French because this is in French. This is a French book, so all the wording is in French. Isn't that fabulous? It's so old, it crumbles so easily. We'll stick that in there. And then look at this document, you guys. Isn't this fabulous? There's another little bit here, but I had to rip it off because it wouldn't be... It was going to be too long. And then this daily task list, okay? You know, on this daily task list, let's stamp that with a stamp. I'm going to use... I'm going to use this postal stamp on that. I mean, you could write on it and make a list out of it. But I have so many cool stamps, I'd rather stamp it. I'd rather stamp it. Okay. Bam. How cool that looks. It goes that way, but it looks cool. And then this book page, okay? So, that's everything. And let's make sure everything's lined up. Now, remember these flaps I was talking to you about, Marcy? There's so many things you can do with these. We're going to take this flap and we're going to put it on top of here to be like a thing to hold all of our documents. Isn't that cool? You can make list pads like this. You can make these document gatherings like this. And then let's go ahead and staple. There we go. And also when I did this, I did take my, tea dye with this, and I did that all around. And then I took this, my ink and my dark brown ink, and then did all the edges. Okay. Then I have these. They're in my Etsy shop. This says Simply Vintage. All these little quotes. Isn't that fabulous? And we're going to put that on the front of here like that. If you have like a little piece of lace or trim, you could do that. You can do anything at the top of here, but that's what I'm going to do on this one. It says Simply Vintage. And I did my same old thing, you know, use the Tim Holtz Distress ink and then ink the edges. Oh, I also use my distress tool and distress the edges too on this. Okay, so I'm going to take my glue stick. You know what? Let's do it over here. I'm going to do it over here on a book page. Okay. Okay. There we go. Look how fabulous that looks. Isn't that cool? Okay, so that's going to go inside of here. So, and I'm going to hot glue this on the inside of here, and we're going to center it right in the center. So when you flip up everything, and the very ending will be her, which will be fabulous. Okay, let me get my hot glue. Hurry up and put my hot glue on here. I have to hurry with my hot glue because it's so dry here in Las Vegas. It's cold here now, but it's dry. And my hot glue, my glue stick, whenever I apply it, sometimes it dries on me. It's annoying. Hopefully that's on there good. Yep. It is on there good. Yep, it's attached. Look how fabulous that looks. So we have all that stuff I showed you, and then we end up with seeing her at the bottom. Or the back of the page. Okay, And then I think, yeah, there's some things that are a little bit too long. This is the list pad, or list pad of documents here. If you want to use only documents, you can use just only documents. I just found all those little papers that were sitting on my desk, and that's how I made my little document list up. You can put anything you want in your document list. Okay, so we'll close that up. Let me show you how you close it. Remember, just like this. All right, lift up. There we go. Like how I yell at my... And then you always want to leave it so this is longer, so you know which way, like I said, you're going to start with. And then the short one is where you're going to end it, so you don't take it off. There we go. I did get off a little bit. These aren't right across from each other, but who cares? Get as close as you can. Usually I get closer than that, but it's a little crooked, but we're fine. But look how beautiful it is, you guys. Isn't this gorgeous? I absolutely love it. So we have this one and then the other one that I already had made. Okay. Now let me show you some of my printables. I won't go through all of them. I'm just going to show you some of them so you guys can get like an idea of what my printables are looking like. These are my shabby chic Christmas printables, and they don't scream Christmas. Okay, I use a lot of children. I think of children at Christmas time, so it's full of children, and then there's little bits of presents and candy canes and Christmas trees. Okay, like there's a Christmas tree right there, but they're really blended in. Okay, so some of these you're going to be able to use beyond Christmas. Like this one you can use beyond Christmas. I just have two beautiful girls. Okay, along with some other things. And it's very shabby chic, very vintage looking. I think I did quite a few copies of this one. Yeah, I did. Okay. This is those dolls again. The 25th. Christmas stocking right here. A gift here. Peace, love, happiness with candy canes coming out. Here's a bell. Okay. Her beautiful dolls. This is also, I think she made those. The same lady who made the dolls, she made these Christmas stockings. Okay. And I have the 25th on here. Here's another one where I have two beautiful little girls. The 25th, a Christmas present right there. See how vintage and shabby chic it is? But it doesn't scream Christmas. Okay. Her beautiful dolls, Christmas present, Christmas present, Christmas present. And then cozy holiday wishes. Okay, I'm not going to go through all of them, but just so you can get a feeling of what I'm doing. And also at the bottom, I think I have tags. So let me just, I have everything printed on here. Okay, let me show you some tags. So here's some beautiful tags. I think I have 5 pages of tags. Okay, just so you can get an idea of the tags also that you can choose. Okay, so every 5 pages is $2. My Etsy shop is called My Fairy Treasures, and there's a clickable link below. Okay, and that's it for this one, you guys. Let me know if you're going to make these, what you think about them, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Give this video a thumbs up. Any comments or questions, like I said, leave them below. Come visit me on Facebook and Instagram. We have a group called Our Magical Little Place. Come join. There's a clickable link below. Come, even if you don't junk journal, art journal, knit, it doesn't matter. Come join. Get inspired. Be inspired. If you have an Etsy shop, if you have a YouTube channel, you can leave links. Okay? All right, you guys, that is it for this one. And remember, guys, we have more in common than we don't. And together we're stronger. And today is the day before Election Day. So make sure you vote. Talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.